Hi everyone. I know I said I filmed this video like 3 weeks ago, but I've been really busy, so I'm sorry. This is my video, the uncasing of the Yu Hakusho The Movie and Eizou Hakusho. So upon receiving my movie, not only was I super excited, but first thing I see is we did get the OVA artwork on front and the back. Yay. So it wasn't the same artwork that we've seen like a million times, you know, over and over again from Funimation. I actually expected when I lifted up this cover to see something different, but I was kind of disappointed that it's the same thing on both sides. I want to know why companies, especially Funimation, think that it's cool to have these paper whatevers. These casings, because really they don't do much for the set, especially if this is different than this, then okay, like if there was more artwork that needed to be shown or something, totally understand. This is only a 1 DVD set though. There's 2 DVDs inside, but it's only a 1 DVD, like 1 casing set. It doesn't need this. This is a waste of money. Funimation, you're wasting money and trees by doing this. Also, I never like these because I ruin these. As you can see, I've already ruined it. It's kind of bent. I don't know if you can actually tell, but I sat on it. Alright, so, like I said, same thing. Regular DVD. We open it up. Actually do have some more new artwork on the inside. This is actually on the DVD. Like, there's a DVD box with the series in it, and this is actually the picture that's on it. Well, like I said, the ones they just released in Japan. Alright, so here's just a plain case. I don't feel like putting it back in. Alright, so we have the first disc. It has the first movie, The Golden Seal, and it also says Eizou Hakusho. So I was kind of confused because this one also has Eizou Hakusho on it too. So I'm kind of like, okay, well, it's just the movie on this, Eizou Hakusho on this one. I really wish they could have differentiated, but we'll see why in a minute. Put in disc 1. First thing we have is the movie. Now, my honest opinion of Funimation's dub of the movie. I've seen the movie a million times. I have a review of the actual movie itself on my channel, so I don't need to go into that. I'm going to talk about Funimation's dub. First of all the voices were still great. I absolutely loved it. Only person I didn't like, Chris Sabat, Kuwabara. The entire movie, and Eizou Hakusho too, his voice changed. There's a book of Justin Cook, and he's talking about the voices of Yu Hakusho when they went and redubbed a couple things, and they said that everyone's voice changed. But I think everyone's voice sounded really good. Like, it sounded almost the same, except Chris Sabat. He sounded really different. My mom was actually watching it, not really watching it with me, but she was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "That's Kuwabara." And she was like, "No, it's not." She really didn't believe me that it was him, and I don't, you know, it didn't sound as Kuwabara-y as he usually does. Kind of disappointed in that. They did pick good voices for Koashura and Yasha. Greg Ayers was Koashura, you know, so the voices for that was still good. It wasn't as corny as the original one. I was actually kind of disappointed when Kurama shows up and he doesn't have a really corny line. I usually look forward to that because it's full of lulz, for me especially. So that I wasn't disappointed with. On this disc, also, they included parts of Eizou Hakusho. They, like, broke it up, okay? They have, first they called it the opening encyclopedia, which are also known as the bonus animations, which is basically when they played, there's before and after things for each of the openings and ending, well, 2 openings, and all the endings. So there's just, you know, it's little stupid stuff. Like the first one is just when Yusuke dies, and then Koenma tells Botan to go, like, you know, go get him pretty much, and then it leads right into Ho Ho Emi no Bakudan when Botan is coming through in the first opening. It's stuff like that usually. Sometimes they just actually, like, you can hear the music in the background and it just leads into it, or sometimes it just cuts to it. The only other new thing about that whole thing, though, is that they included a full version of Daydream Generation, which is on my channel, and I've had some discussion about it. It's not sung by Meredith McCoy. I really don't know who sings it. but it's not as good as Meredith's version, honestly. And quite frankly, I was really disappointed in this. Why? Because, first of all, when I first started hearing it, I was like, this is the Japanese version. Like, when it first came out, I was like, did my DVD switch to Japanese randomly? And then I, like, looked at my thing, and I was like, no, it's still in English. And then I was like, but this is the remix. What? And then I realized that Funimation got super lazy with this, and they just, see, for Yu Hakusho, the only karaoke versions of the theme songs are the remixes. So, Daydream Generation, there's a remix sung by the voice of Koenma, Mayumi Takanaka, and they just took that karaoke version and they slapped this woman's singing on top of it. It doesn't mesh. That version was created for Mayumi Takanaka. It only would fit well with her voice. No one else could really sing on top of that. Plus, there's Japanese background singing in certain parts, and sometimes, like, it doesn't match up. I think they tried to quiet it down, but it really didn't work. Sometimes it worked out, like when they said lonely, it's English in the Japanese version, and they just had to make sure it said lonely in the English version as well. But other parts where it's Japanese in the Japanese version, it doesn't sound right. There's also certain parts where the singing and the music don't match up correctly, and it kind of sounds like either the music's lagging or she's rushing. I really wasn't impressed with it too much. I did like it. I liked the lyrics. I liked the full I'm glad that they did a full version for the English. I just really wish that they would have thrown in the extra couple bucks to actually extend the oh god, my thoughts. The music. That would have been nice. So we could have had, like, a legit full version. I mean, obviously, they made some extra, they put on some extra money so that Jessica Dismuke could sing Sayonara Bye Bye, also on my channel. Why? I don't know. I was thinking maybe I don't know why they did that. It doesn't say why or when this was filmed. It was either filmed when they, were going to do Sayonara Bye Bye and they chose the other version, or B, they decided they were going to do that one for the movie, since the movie's ending is also Sayonara Bye Bye, and they just decided to go with the original. Good choice. So that was there. Enough of that. So then they also put in Koto's interview with Team Urameshi before the finals, and they also put in the making of Sayonara Bye Bye, the ending photo. And the other thing that's in here is the anti-piracy clips that appear at the end of all the Eizou Hakushos. The only thing I want to say about that is that I'm so glad they got Damian Clark to come back and do Toguro. Damian Clark is one of my favorite voice actors. He nails any part that he has. And I was scared, honestly, that they would have somebody else do his voice, since I know that I knew Damian Clark did Scar in Fullmetal Alchemist, but apparently he's not doing it in Brotherhood. I don't watch the Fullmetal Alchemist dub, sorry, I think it's awful. But I heard that he wasn't doing Scar in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, somebody else was doing it, so I was like, oh no, Damian Clark, it doesn't work for Funimation anymore, who's gonna do Toguro in this? And I was really, quite honestly, like, really happy when I heard Damian Clark come on there. He's awesome. If you don't know who he is, he does Toguro, he does Sal, he does Scar, he does a couple other, like, minor voices, but I just love any voice that he does, I watch. I would watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood in English if Scar was Damian Clark. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, I think I covered everything in Disc 1. Disc 2, another story. Pop in Disc 2, and all I get is Japanese footage. Like, they didn't dub it, they didn't put anything extra on it. So they had it subbed. So pretty much we get Eizou Hakusho 1 and Eizou Hakusho 2 without any of the extra stuff that was originally included in it, just played out full. So you have all the Dark Tournament stuff, and then you have all of the character chapters. I was really disappointed. I don't understand why they couldn't have at least none of it was new. See, they put all the new stuff in Disc 1, and that's what, after I saw that Disc 2 was like that, I understood why they were separated. 2 is all subbed, and none of it's new. They could have just taken the stuff, the audio they already had, and slapped it on top of this. There's only 2 new things in there. Makuro does a voiceover during Hiei's, and Kurama does a voiceover during his own. Both John Bergenheimer and Winnie Powell still work for Funimation, so that really wouldn't have been hard for them to, like, be like, hey, can you come in and voice this for me real quick? And it really wouldn't have been a big deal. I was also kind of disappointed that they did not put a full version out of Unbalanced Kisses. It's a really good ending song that plays in there. For all of, like, the openings and then all the background songs, I wasn't expecting them to dub that, obviously. It's a lot of work, and it wouldn't have been as good. So, that I understand, but I really was looking forward to a dubbed version of Unbalanced Kisses, and to get all my Eizou Hakusho stuff dubbed, because I already own it. Why do I need it subbed again when I already have it subbed? I have both Eizou Hakusho 1 and 2 subbed, like, on 6 different things. So why do I need it subbed again from Funimation? Why didn't they just dub it? They can dub Dragon Ball Z 16 billion times, but they can't just slap some audio on top of Yu Hakusho. Kind of made me mad a little bit. All in all, I'm really happy that they actually did release this, though. I get a decent sub of it, at least. I mean, not that I didn't know what was going on in some of the, in the scenes anyway, but I've been begging for this for years. Anyone who knows me knows I went to Otakon every year since 2003, and every year I went to Funimation and was like, are you going to release this? And they were like, no, pretty much. A couple times they were like, maybe, and then sometimes they're like, oh, when we're done with Dragon Ball Z and Fullmetal Alchemist, and I'm like, oh, that'll be never. So, I'm really glad that they actually did get around to, they paid attention. They actually did get around to releasing this and putting it out, and I hope the sales do well, so maybe they'll do something else to Yu Hakusho. Not that there's anything else to release. They're doing the Blu-rays, I know that, but I don't know, maybe some merchandise. I've got so much American merchandise, but I think that they could have released some, some cooler stuff. New shirts, posters, wall scrolls. I'll nerd out for it, definitely. So I'm pretty satisfied with this. There's a couple things that I was kind of like, you can say I'm nitpicking on it, but my expectations were, like, all the way past, you can't even see it, so I really can't say, my opinion on this, it comes from somebody who has seen Eizou Hakusho a million times before, someone who has been begging for this forever, whose expectations were through the roof for this, because I was just hoping for something so great, and if they would have released this at the original time, in 2004, when they finished releasing the original, one DVD volumes of Yu Yu Hakusho, this probably would have been so much better, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. So I hope you guys not really enjoyed this, but make it to the end of my little rant on this Eizou Hakusho set. If you have the set, tell me what you thought about it. Have you seen Eizou Hakusho before? Did you like the dub of the new movie? Do you really want this set? I've got Eizou Hakusho clips on my main channel. I think the Hiei one and the Kurama one I had, both of them got, like, banned from YouTube or something because they're owned by Funimation, blah, blah, blah. But, I think the Yusuke and Kuwabara one are still up there. I think the Kodo interview is still up there. I might upload the bonus animations